Bernadoodle's barnyard. Homesteading's right arm, bringing back tradition, living in God's nation. Bernadoodle's barnyard.
Good morning and welcome to Bernadoodle's Barnyard. Today is December 15th, the day after the snowstorm. It was really bitter nasty last night and still pretty cold this morning. I'm gonna go get some chores done. So the best way in the winter to keep your animals warm really is just to make sure they have their feeders fully stocked. So the goats always have full hay feeders, the girls have 3 big feeders, and the boys have 1 big one. And then the rabbits always have full J feeders. Make sure they have fresh water and make sure they have a place to get out of the wind. That's pretty much it. The animals are pretty hardy. They're built for this weather. The rabbits do especially well in the cold, and the goats don't really care as long as it's not raining or too windy. For the most part, they don't even go in their buildings. They'll sleep out in the snow. They don't care. But you have to have the buildings there, obviously, for nasty weather, that they can have the option to go out of the weather and have a comfy place to lay down. I don't typically buy lots of bales of shavings. I stick with a deep bedding method. I let it build up, and underneath the bedding will be compost. But I did go buy some shavings this time. I want to give the chickens each a bale, and I'm going to put some in the goat barns. So one of my heated chicken water bowls broke yesterday. I used the dog bowl from Tractor Supply. It lasted about 3 years, so they're expensive and they do break, which is annoying. But at the same point, the animals always have water. I don't have to worry about coming out here multiple times a day to break ice and make sure they have water. And the chickens are still giving me 2 eggs a day, which are needing to be collected quickly, otherwise they freeze. And then I just give them to Boris as treats because they crack open and are frozen. All right, I'm gonna go water and feed all the rabbits. The goats are all set. They don't have much to do. I just give them a bucket of water in the morning, and they'll get pellet later in the evening. I had to go back in and get a hat. It was freezing, my ears hurt. These girls molting, they just look pretty awful. But starting to get their feathers back hopefully soon. A couple of them look like they're getting a little more full. I do feed them a really high protein pellet, so they're getting 20% pellet mixed with some other stuff, and I pick them up the Feather Fixer variety from Nutrina that helps grow the feathers back after they molt a little quicker. Good morning, babies. All the goats are fluffy, getting their winter wool under their coat. They stay really warm on their own, especially keep them well fed. If their rumen's going, then they're pretty warm. We're going through a bale a day of hay. Clarabelle, Woozle, hello. Hello, Heffalump. So fluffy. There's Mom there. These bunnies are getting really big. I need to go look at how old they are and maybe put them on the scale. They're cute. I'm actually really liking this baby goat shelter for the rabbits. We're kind of repurposing it until I have more baby goats. But it's a really big space and they run around. They seem a lot happier in this shape. So if I am going to build any more grow out cages, I might make them square instead of long and skinny. The only problem is I can't reach them. But at the same point, it's working really good. The poop is falling through, but I do need to come clean it because it's getting dangerously close to the top of the wire and I don't want them stepping in it. I'm gonna have to try to scoop that from underneath it. The structure's really heavy, so I can't really move it, but I think I can get a hoe underneath it and try to clean that up a little bit. But yeah. All right, I'm going out hunting again. It's Monday afternoon. It's a little chilly out here, but at least it's sunny. Hopefully that'll keep me from freezing sitting there. Have a little bit of hope after seeing those 2 baby deer last time. So hopefully something shows up. Wish me luck. So I'm making the trek back home. I got to see that pretty little doe, and she came back about an hour and a half later. And other than that, I just saw a squirrel playing in the snow. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get back out soon, maybe this week. Have a couple more weeks of hunting left. Good morning, everybody. So I think I got my animals back on a schedule where I'm just watering in the morning and I'm doing all the feeding at night. Makes mornings go a lot quicker in case I have any appointments or anything. So all the rabbits need water, and then I fill a couple goat buckets and the chicken water, and that's about it. It's getting a lot warmer where I'm only cold when I'm hunting because I'm sitting there so long. When I'm walking around, it's actually fairly warm. With the slightly warmer weather, I expected us to have no more snow. I expected it all to melt, but it stayed around, so it's a really pretty winter wonderland around here. So one of my daughters has a little heating bag that my mom made her out of my dad's shirt, and she loves it. So today I'm going to be making my other daughter a dinosaur of a pair of little kids' pants. You want to make sure if it's something that you're going to microwave that's 100% cotton, or something that's not going to, melt because it has artificial material in it. So I have this pair of their 12-month-old pants. So probably something I won't need again. And I also have a bunch of clothes because I've been gifted clothes from all of my cousins. So I'm going to start by cutting the waistband off so it doesn't have the elastic in there. This square here is going to be the main body. I'm going to keep part of the legs and just sew the bottoms. So that'll be the 2 legs of a dinosaur. I'm going for something like that. I'm going to take the other part of the leg and put it up top here as a neck and head. And the other part of this leg, cut it as a triangle for the tail here. Wish me luck. Hopefully it comes out cute. Look, I got a free headband out of the deal. There you go. I'm not done trimming him, but this is the shape I'm looking for. Probably gonna make the legs a little skinnier. I'm also making a unicorn out of this pair of pants. So Clarabelle's in heat. She's wagging at Rue and letting her mount her, so. Again, same as Woozle. I'm glad we have the nice air gap between the does and the bucks so these girls don't get bred too early. They're pretty small still. Hey guys, it is beautiful out today, 40 something, and the snow's starting to melt. I just got back from my martial arts class where I just got my brown belt. It was a wicked fun belt test. They had us in the dark the whole time, and they'd have you sit and come tap you to do different combinations and calisthenics, and it was just a really fun time. So I'm gonna go get on with the rest of my day. My friend is gonna drop off some eggs for me. I've been buying all of my eggs from a local lady who homeschools her daughters. She's the same lady I got the chicks from because my chickens are only giving me one a day and we eat more than one a day. So I'll do that and see what the rest of the day brings us, but it's definitely warming up. I'd like to go hunting, but probably not gonna happen since we still have Hanukkah stuff to do tonight. So been a fun week, very busy. Well, I just got in and my poor daughter threw up all over the table and is running a fever. So now I know what I'm doing today. Poor thing. So I'm gonna go take care of her. Hope she feels better soon. And here they are. Got 16 dozen Rhode Island red chicken eggs. I'm having an idea. You should all yell at me not to do it. So we'll see what my husband has to say, but I have 16 dozen fertilized chicken eggs that have never been put in the fridge. Very tempted to make some baby chicks. So I've actually never done it before. It could be a lot of fun. All right, my sick kids are in bed. I'm gonna get started on making dinner. So I'm pulling out the pressure cooker here again. I'm going to take the leftover juice I made from the chicken paprikash, rabbit paprikash. I had about double the liquids I needed to make that meal. So I'm gonna put that in here with some venison steaks, zucchini, mushrooms, and some raw pork chops. Just let that simmer until they're nice and tender. So putting them in there, just frozen, and they'll cook up just fine. Making a bit extra so that my husband has lunch for tomorrow and we'll probably have some leftovers. I'm also adding a can of my homemade stewed tomatoes. With all the frozen food I put in there, I can't fit the mushrooms in, so I'll have to add them later. So hopefully my kids are napping, grandma's watching them. I'm gonna go get chores done early, feed the goats and everything, and then maybe go out for an hour or two and hunt. We'll see what the night brings. I asked my cousin if I could borrow one of her incubators. So before I proposed it to my husband, I was making sure I could actually get an incubator, and she said she's shipping me one as a Christmas present. So we'll see. I might end up with some baby chicks soon. It's a nasty, muddy mess out here. All right, wish me luck. I probably have way too many layers on. It's actually pretty warm out here, but I'd rather bring them out with me and take them off if it's a little too hot than be freezing out there and just sitting there shaking. So hopefully I see something, and we'll see you soon. There wasn't anything out here tonight. My father-in-law said I missed a flock of turkeys and some deer earlier in the afternoon, but yeah, didn't see anything. Not even birds and squirrels. It was really quiet out there today. I love New England. We have all of the weather all the time. It's raining today. So when I was out hunting yesterday, I ended up getting symptoms for that stomach bug. I had stomach cramps and nausea, so I ended up going to bed at like 7, but I feel a lot better this morning. So with all that snow melting yesterday and now the rain, it's really going to be a muddy mess out here. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up too bad and become a muddy, icy mess. It probably will. So not feeling well last night, I put off some of the chores. I just did what I had to for everyone to make it through the night. So now I have double to do in the rain. So it's never worth it to put stuff off, no matter how you're feeling. I dawdled and I had breakfast, and now it's super nasty out, super rainy and windy. So I'm gonna go finish chores. I still have rabbits to feed. I didn't hay the goats last night, so they're getting low. I need to hay them, and I need to water the chickens, feed them. All right, back out into the storm. I'm gonna go brave it to go feed the rabbits. We're have our lights flickering, so we're probably gonna lose power today. It's gonna stink. No, I'm not feeding you. Go back where it's dry. Go away, Bella. You're getting wet. Oh my God, this storm sucks. I didn't know we were supposed to have crazy winds and rain today. I think we're probably gonna have some branches come down. Hopefully nothing comes down on the goat fencing or the rabbit houses. Man, I'd take snow over this any day. This wind is scary as heck. There's widowmaker trees near me. I'm trying to get out of here as quick as possible. Wind, snow, cold, heat, you gotta feed your animals. All right, I'm done. Let me get the heck out of here. Another one of the, don't procrastinate. It's always better to do it when you have the time and nothing's going wrong, because I could have done it last night even though I was sick, and I wouldn't be out here in this nasty crap. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. We'll see you next time. Stay safe and warm. Have a good one.